Hey folks, Scott Walters here. Welcome back to the Bulletproof Garage in episode 3 with our free Caterpillar 977. All right, I will put a link down to episodes 1 and 2 in the description, so check that out if you haven't already. Now, so first and foremost, I've got big news. It is a shop, all right? So I rented a shop. It's a 20 by 50 unit. I apologize for the mess because I am still getting unpacked and organized. There you can see Project Brownie, our F350 crew cab diesel dually project. Got some videos on that as well. But let's talk about the 977. Oh man, I keep hoping for good news, but the bad news just keeps on coming. So in this episode, I'm going to do a little bit more disassembly because I'm still not sure if it's a parts machine or not. At the end of the episode, I'm going to ask y'all what your opinion is. Oh, I know what mine is at this point. Okay, so let's get started.
Okay, let's hit the rewind button now to a few weeks ago when we brought the 977 from Will's Ranch to the shop.
All right, cold start.
So I want to go ahead and pull the batteries out, not because I'm worried about whether the batteries are good or not, but because I'm worried about the battery box being rotted out. So just another data point on stuff that's going to need to be fixed if we end up fixing this thing. So let's go ahead and get started on that. All right, let's go ahead and see what it's going to take to get these batteries out of here. Oh, this machine is loaded with daddy long legs. They are everywhere, man. Yeah, more of them. Come back here. There we go. All right, so we've got some sort of homemade battery box here. And obviously these are smaller batteries than what this machine would normally have. I would imagine it came with a pair of 4D batteries. So these are Group 31. Actually, some folks end up, they're a decent sized battery. Some folks end up using them in like something like Brownie. Brownie's the 91 F350, but you got to do minor modifications to where they'll fit. So I don't know, these may get repurposed for Brownie. All right, and these both have go handles on them, just like old Vice Grip Garage prefers. No, they're not like this one. All right, let's see how bad it is under here. Yeah. Well, we got a little bit of a Bluetooth battery box here. So, okay, well, add that to the list of things to do. I'm assuming that what happened at some point is you had a leaky battery in here, and it just ate through the battery box. That shouldn't be too awful difficult to fix, though. All right. I just pulled this down from, the belly of the beast. It's a Brinkley Auctions tag, Idabel, Oklahoma, and it's number 00889. So, I guess I can get on Google and search it up and see when it's sold and how much it's sold for. Kind of curious to see that. Hold on. All right, so Interstate Group 31 batteries, good batteries. Let's check and see how much juice they got right now. All right, 9 volts on this one. All right, and 5 volts on this one. So they both need a charge. All right, so I'm obviously under the machine here. It has 3 belly pans, so I'm gonna start from the rear and work forward. We're gonna take off the belly pans. And you may be wondering why I'm bothering to take off the belly pans. Well, for a few reasons. One, again, we're still not sure if this is a parts machine or not. And God knows what is under here. You know, what if there is a serious leak of some sort, you know, an oil pan or something that needs to be replaced, something along those lines. So these are just more data points. Also, this is a tremendous fire hazard. So, you know, if we end up running this machine again, these are going to need to come off and they're going to need to get cleaned out anyway. So might as well do it now and figure out what else is wrong with the machine while we're under it. If y'all saw Andrew Carmarada's, I think that's how you say his name, most recent video where he caught his excavator on fire, you know, that's what happens when you've got oil impregnated dirt and leaves and sticks stuck under your machine, okay? So let's go ahead and get them off. And looks like this one is held on by 4 bolts, 2 on each side. And I'm gonna get a floor jack under here just to make sure this doesn't fall on my head. All right, so let's see about getting it off. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Don't tell me that's stripped. Don't tell me that sucker is stripped. Okay. Here it comes. Oh man. Look at that stuff. Oh God. Oh man. How long has it been since that thing's been undone? Oh jeez. I wonder how heavy it is.
It's not gonna rip the bolts off the other side, is it?
It looks like it's hung up. Nope, there it comes. All right. Now, why don't you scurry under there and drag it out, Will?
I'll pass.
All right, let's see. We're gonna have to get a come along to get it out of there. Maybe I'll move it a little bit, I just don't have much coverage. How could we hook onto it? I mean, you could hook something into the bolt hole and just wrestle it out. How the hell are we going to get that thing back in there? Look at that. Yikes. All right. I guess we might as well go ahead and get it cleaned up. So I saw something shiny, and somewhere in there is a wrench. Oh, here it comes. What is that? So it's a 9/16 made by Crescent. Well, nice. Wonder how long that's been there. I bet that's been there since
the early 60s.
Okay, so this is what came out of that one belly pan, all right? The belly pan all the way to the rear, it's under the transmission. This is over 200 pounds of stuff. So each of these bags, I figure, has at least 60 pounds of stuff. So maybe 250 pounds of oil impregnated dirt and debris. And my God, I have never smelled anything that stunk quite so badly. I don't know what was in there. We didn't find any dead animals in there, but it smelled so much worse than regular oily dirt. All right, so hopefully the other ones won't stink as bad, but I think they probably will. So let's go get another one. All right, so this is the first belly pan. We've got it as clean as we're going to get it right now, but this thing is bent severely. It's caved in. No big surprise, right? Because you're running over trees and boulders and such. So, but before I reinstall it, I'm going to try to beat it back to where it's close to straight. Okay, working on the middle belly pan now. The middle belly pan is in this area right here, and it is basically under the back half of the engine. The front belly pan has the front half of the engine, all right? Oh, that was fun. Okay, this is double nutted right here, and the bolt is turning. So it is defied our best efforts to get it loose. So it's time to get kinetic. There's a fire extinguisher by the door, Will, if we need it.
Okay.
All right, coming down with the next belly pan. Will, it looks like it's hung up on that front bolt.
Okay, you want to pry it?
Yeah, if you want to hit with the pry bar right there. There it goes, I think. All right, I'm coming down. There, yep. All right, here we go, coming down. Oh man, look at that nastiness. I think I'm gonna have to wrestle this one up too. Woo! This one may have more chunk than the last one. The last one we figured was over 200 pounds. Yeah, this one may have more. Let me get the jack out. This is an excellent core workout. You CrossFitters ought to take notice. Works your hip flexors, your lats, your deltoids, and it smells lovely. Tell me when to stop. Should I keep coming?
Yeah, like, well, you're out now.
Huh?
You're out now. Get a picture of that.
Look at that. All right, I see wasp nests, leaves, sticks. I wonder if we lift it up, just
Put a bag under one side. Oh.
let gravity do it. Now this one stinks too, but it's got a different smell to it. Okay, so continuing with the disassembly, I just want to continue to take pieces off the machine so we can determine if there's any more damage before I start spending some money on parts. So I'm going to take these covers off on both sides. That's what the track tensioner hides behind. And come on back here, let me show you another issue that I found. Yeah, I'm surprised I'm just now noticing this, as much attention as I've paid to this area. But it looks like, when somebody was doing some disassembly, they stopped right there. So that is a bolt head that snapped off. Now this piece sits on the outside of the sprocket. We should still be able to get that off because this is not threaded. All right, the threads are in the roller frame here. Okay. So that should still come off, but again, it's just something that's going to need to be removed, drilled out. Yeah, so more fun stuff. And here's here's another snapped off one right here. So we'll have plenty more of those as we get into this project. Really gonna fight me on stairs? Okay, now it's time to relieve the tension on the track, and the way we do that is by relieving tension on the idler with the spring tensioner right here, and that's just pressurized grease. So Once we open this up, we may have some grease shooting out. If not, we'll have to pull the idler to the rear to get it to release some tension.
Oh, there goes. Oh, no, I get a paper towel.
What's that? Bunch of grease popped out.
All right, gonna go ahead and open this up and watch all the grease come out.
Oh, I forgot to mention, we're relieving the tension on the track as we prepare to take the track apart, all right? So you don't want to have tension on your track while you're trying to pound out the master link.
We're just gonna take some covers off, Scott says. Well, on these rusty old machines, that tends to take a little longer than expected. So this little bolt right here, about a 15-minute job, but we got her out. Here you go. What's that?
Get a video of you crawling out from under there. Oh yeah, with the fire. Yeah, it may have been a minute or two since that cover's been off. All right, and here's some more carnage. We talked about this in the first video, but I didn't have any video of it. But we're at the track tension spring here, so after we pop the covers off, this is what we're looking at, and we're on the right side of the machine. So this is the piece that we found loose, and this is obviously where it fits. Not terribly uncommon and not the end of the world, but if we do end up keeping this machine, and I suspect we will, that's just one other thing that needs to be fixed. All right? Oh, busted one. Somewhere down here, there should be a 3/4 inch socket right here. All right, well, that's a good start. All right, some more good news. So I am underneath the front of the machine. So I'm at the front belly pan. I have some large bolts up front. And I snapped off 1, 2, 3 of those, trying to get this belly pan off. So those are going to be fun to drill out. And now I need to get the jack underneath. I've still got bolts on each side that are holding it up. And before I drop this 300 and something pound worth of stuff on me, I'm going to get the jack under here, and then I'm going to try to get the rest of the bolts undone, hopefully without snapping anymore, and then we'll get this thing down and out and see what there is to see. All right, maybe we'll find some more tools or treasure or some sort in there. Hopefully it doesn't stink as much as the other one that we pulled out, though. And in more good news, I think I killed my impact. This is a Milwaukee M18. This thing has served me well. It doesn't owe me anything. So if it gave up the ghost, I will gladly go buy another one just like it. All right. So this side is off. So let me see if I can squeeze over to the other side. All right, Will, I'm going to hand you some belly pan bolts if I can. All right, let's birth this baby. That's the last bolt. I'm going to let the floor jack down now, and in theory, it should just drop down. Here it comes. You think it's another full diaper there, Will?
I think so.
It's like it's coming down cockeyed, but. All right, let's see. So it looked like it was coming up here. Oh yeah, it's definitely up here. Not hung up anymore. You all right?
Yep.
All right, so Will coined the phrase, not me, but he said after we were cleaning out one of the last ones, he said it's like changing a diaper on your 977, and that's exactly what this is. I mean, this is, yeah, that's nasty. So it doesn't look like it's as full as maybe the middle pan or the back pan was, but there's still, you know, I don't know, 150, 200 pounds of stuff here, all just greasy, oily dirt. So, all right, let's get it cleaned up.
All right, let's get oriented here. We're at the rear of the tractor, moving up to the front on the right side. All right, and this piece right here is the roller frame. All right, up here at the front, we've got the idler, and behind the idler and bolting to the roller frame is a cross member. And the cross member obviously goes all the way under and across and connects to the roller frame on the other side. Now I'm going to crawl under the tractor and I'm going to show you the issues that I have found with the cross member. All right, and here's a view from the back of the machine, and I'm going to roll up in there and we're going to look at the cross member from underneath. All right, here we go. That's the front of the machine. Here's the cross member, and here's where the cross member connects to the roller frame. Okay, folks, y'all can figure out what the issue is here, right? Okay, so here's the roller frame, here's the cross member, and here's where the cross member attaches to the roller frame right here. Those are bolt holes, but it ain't got no bolts in it. So what happened is somebody removed the roller frame at some point, you know, maybe to replace tracks or rollers or whatever, idler, sprocket, something. And when they put it back together, for whatever reason, they cut out the metal behind it here, it looks like, welded in some new metal, and instead of drilling and tapping here, they just welded it into place. And even better, this guy has got a few pretty good cracks in it. But it gets better. And so this is the left side. Again, front of the machine, here's the left side, and we've actually got some bolts here, all right? Unfortunately, the left side is not the side that I need to take loose. This is the right side, and the right side needs to come apart for me to replace the sprocket. Now, no big deal, you say? Just some cutting and grinding? Well, not so sure about that. So yeah, I mean, I could detach this. You know, it would take me a few hours of grinding probably, and of course I'd have to brace this thing so it doesn't drop on my head. But we could get there from here. But you know, that's a pretty significant crack there. I guess it could be welded up. It's fairly thick, but hell, I guess I could probably stick weld that. But again, you know, I just don't know what I'm going to find underneath here. I mean, am I getting to the point where I should be getting a new roller frame, or am I going to cut it and grind it out and just weld it back together? I just, you know, cutting it off and welding it back together would probably be the quickest way to do it. But I'm not inclined to do a half-ass fix on this. So that's a conundrum, you know. Do I fix it right? Do I half-ass fix it? Or do I not fix it at all and send it on down the road? So I just don't know. And when I found that, you know, work kind of ground to a halt on this, and I was busy moving into the shop, and I've been working on other projects, so I've got to figure this out. All right, so let's review the bidding. We know that final needs to be replaced or rebuilt, all right? So that's got to come out. And to do that, you've got to take the roller frame off. All right, that's the roller frame right there. And to get the roller frame off, you've got to take it loose up front here, and you got to take the cross member out. And the cross member's got some bolts, and it's got a bunch of welding. And that is going to be a pretty big job. And the question is, you know, do you want to tackle that big job and then put it back together in a half-ass kind of way, right? And do you want to tackle that big job and not go through the trouble of replacing the track? All right, yeah, the track is just worn out. You can see right there that the bolt heads are just barely below the level of the track pad, all right? So the track is worn out. And the rollers, well, you know, while you're in there, you might as well replace the rollers. You might as well go with a new idler if you can find one. Of course, we've got these rollers down here as well. And that is starting to get expensive, all right? And that's if you can get the parts. The sprocket is going to be difficult to find, but I can probably find a used one. I can get used final drives, probably gonna cost me a few $1,000s for a decent one. The rollers I think you can get, but the track I'm not so sure about, okay? And if you can find this stuff, then it's the expense of getting it all. So I think all in, if I'm doing, you know, and if I'm gonna do one side, I'm gonna have to do the other. No sense in putting fresh track on one side and not on the other. But I think I'm looking at somewhere north of $15,000, maybe north of $20,000, and that's if you can find the stuff. All right, I've already made some phone calls, and I have found somebody that gave me some prices, and then he said he couldn't get anything except, I forget, it was either the top rollers or the bottom rollers. All right, and so do you want to spend $20-something thousand when it's all said and done? You know, oh, by the way, that spring is busted as well, as you can see all the way at the back. Do you want to spend $20-something thousand if you can find the parts, when you can buy a 977 with a good undercarriage for 10 to 15 grand? All right, I found a really nice one not too far from here. I want to say he wanted 11.5 for it. So, man, I hate to say this, but it just doesn't make sense financially to do this job. Now, look, I don't always do the smart thing, but I try not to do things that are really, really stupid financially. And I think that's where we are on this one. All right. Curious to hear y'all's thoughts on that, of course. So post up a comment and let me know what you think. Okay, we get something else to check out here. Again, we're just looking for data points. So let's go ahead and check out the transmission filter. So I'm on the right side of the tractor here. Yeah, there's a seat right there. So let's see if we've got a bunch of metal in there. Again, you know, if the transmission looks like it's on its last legs, that'll be another data point on whether this is a parts machine or not. Okay, we've got a date on it of November 2006. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. See, can you see down in there? Yeah, that looks pretty doggone clean. Okay. And I'm not feeling anything gritty down in the bottom. All right. Made in Mexico by Donaldson. And that's a P550484. All right, well, that's the first bit of good news I've had in a while. That's going right back on.
Okay, folks, that is it for this episode of the Bulletproof Garage. As always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Now, before I sign off, I've got 3 requests of y'all. All right, request number 1, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if you like the content. All right, look down below for that. Request number 2, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There's a link down below for you to subscribe. And request number 3, and perhaps most important, let me know what you think about that old 977. All right, is it a parts machine? Is it something I should save? Am I out of my mind for even considering fixing this thing? All right, so again, love to hear from y'all. I try to reply to each and every comment, at least the serious ones. All right, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Bulletproof Garage.